Hello, this is my presentation for my museum called The Road to Prairie View. This is my present that I have decided to use to represent my building. This building is called the Museo Nacional de la Marine. This is a very old building that was renovated and was passed down and recreated into a new museum. It used to be another museum that was connected in between the two other ones that you can't see in this picture. But they broke it into this section and they made it so that this side is the art side of the museum. This is actually in front of the Eiffel Tower. So realistically, it's very nice place to go to. And I wanted it to reflect in my museum as well. I wanted it to reflect how serene it is. As you can see, this circle over here, this big old chopped up circle, I wanted it to represent time, which is what my whole museum is based off of, the passage of time. You come here, you drive all the way here, and you come over here to park, right? And as soon as you come out, I want you to see all the water and how it's it symbolizes peace. And that's why I put the library right here. The library is above the water. The water helps it cool down, but it makes it a more peaceful area to be at, since now you're in the library trying to learn about the past. That's the whole point of this library being in the forefront of the museum. I wanted it to make sure that people come in and be able to understand the how Prairie View was created, how beautiful it was. It took a lot of time to get to this point, to get to the point of being able to be Prairie View. Here is the actual office that you go into to check in, to be able to come into the museum. This is the bathroom, and then this is the offices. The office is connected here into two different offices. And then in this floor plan, this big old rectangle here is actually in three parts: the past room, the present room, and the future room. Each of these rooms were chosen to be able to represent a time period inside of Prairie View and in history in general. This past room was supposed to represent the past of Prairie View. And right here, there's a window right here that lets you see out to where the gravesite is at. It makes it so you're connected to the past and you learn more about it. This room right here is the present room. It's about the now. What is happening now in Prairie View? What has happened that has made this Prairie View the Prairie View that we all know and love. In this room, this is the present. What we're going to do, what is going to happen. That's why I created this room to be bigger, because we don't know. We have so much potential. And that's why this room is bigger, because it's unknown. We don't know much about it. But we want to know. There's actually a window right here in this section right here that represents when the sun sets in the west. We want to we want to reach out to that sun, and it makes us want to reflect, and it makes us want to go into the future, but we really can't right now. But that's what we're doing in the present, and that's why you leave through the present room, because that we can't change, we can't create Like we can't be in the future if we're in the present right now. It makes it so that you walk out and go back to the library. And in this view, you can actually see that there's a window, a big old skylight here. I wanted to put the skylight here to represent the now. I wanted it to represent how when it's noon, the sun will shine down like a spotlight. I wanted it to be more like this is you are center stage, that you are the guiding light to reach our future. And that's the point that I wanted to make with this window, with the skylight, to represent that you could change the future. You just need to let the sun shine. And as you can see here, when you leave, there's actually a little walkway here that you can see, and there's a bunch of windows. I wanted it to be more relaxing. I wanted it so that once you get here, when you walk in, you feel more comfortable. You know what you're walking into, and you know that it's more calming than it is unknown. I wanted to do that so that you can see the beauty of Prairie View, basically. How how even if you're new to Prairie View, once you walk in, you can be transparent and you know what to see. And there's actually a little skylight in here as well. It's more circular, and it basically shines light in there as well. Basically, so you can see the future, you can see what's happening. This is the little skylight I was talking about. As you can see, that there's also different heights to the building. I wanted it to represent the heights as see the reason that the library is shorter than the lobby area is because in the lobby area we all think that we know the past, but when you actually research it, you realize how little you really knew about the past. And I wanted it to do that to represent how we need to humble ourselves and learn. We have to decide to learn about our past. And that is the end of my video. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it.